The world may know Pete Davidson for his tattoos, his comedy, his time on Saturday Night Live, and his highly publicized romances, but today, his name carries a new weight. Not just the weight of celebrity. Not the weight of scandal. But the quiet, joyful, awe-inspiring weight of fatherhood. Yes, Pete Davidson, the same man who made audiences laugh with absurd characters and brutally honest monologues, is about to become a dad. And alongside him, shining in her own graceful spotlight, is model Elsie Hewitt, a woman once whispered about in the rumor columns, now standing beside Davidson at the precipice of parenthood. Their journey began quietly. A few photos. A few glances. A shared moment in March that sparked speculation among fans and media alike. And while the internet did its usual dance of guessing, assuming, and dissecting, Pete and Elsie stayed quiet, until they didn't. Because on July 16, the world stopped scrolling. That was the day they announced it. Not an engagement. Not a breakup. A baby. They are expecting their first child together. The news came not with fanfare, but with authenticity. An Instagram post. A smile. A hand on a growing bump. The kind of image that silences gossip and invites celebration. And if that wasn't enough to send the internet into full meltdown, Pete Davidson himself, never known for emotional vulnerability in interviews, went on record just days later. On July 22, he spoke with E! News. And what came out wasn't a press-trained soundbite. It was pure Pete. "I'm very lucky," he said. "Very, very happy." Words simple in tone but seismic in meaning. Because for a man who has often worn his struggles on his sleeve, mental health, grief, addiction, and the scars of a turbulent childhood, this joy feels earned. Deserved. Needed. "Everybody's just been super excited for me," he shared, his voice tinged with disbelief and sincerity. "Because they know it's been my dream." His dream. Not just to be famous. Not just to be loved. But to be a father. To build something from scratch. To protect it. To love it wholly. And to give it what he never had. That, perhaps, was the most powerful line of all. To show it the childhood I didn't have. A sentence filled with ghosts. A quiet nod to pain. A promise whispered into the future. And perhaps, a blueprint for healing. Because Pete Davidson is not just having a child. He's redefining what it means to raise one. Not by copying a past, but by rewriting it. By avoiding the mistakes that broke him. By building joy where there once was survival. And what of Elsie Hewitt? A woman of beauty and talent, yes, but also of grace. She's remained mostly quiet through all of this. Not chasing headlines. Not selling interviews. Not seeking the glare of Hollywood's unrelenting spotlight. But rather, choosing to walk this chapter beside Pete, calmly, quietly, intentionally. And for that, the public has taken notice. Together, Pete and Elsie represent something increasingly rare in celebrity culture: intimacy in plain sight. No stunts. No gimmicks. Just two people, in love, preparing for the greatest role of all. And for Pete, it's a dramatic evolution. A man once known for whirlwind romances and tabloid entanglements is now focused on diapers, lullabies, and nursery walls. And while the world remembers his past with Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian, Kate Beckinsale, and others, it is clear that this chapter is something different. Something deeper. Something real. Because a child changes everything. It softens the sharpest of edges. It reorganizes priorities. It humbles egos. And Pete Davidson, at just 31, seems ready for that change. He seems eager for it. And perhaps, for the first time in a long time, truly at peace. So as fans continue to send messages of support, as the media reframes its coverage, and as fellow celebrities react with joy, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just about the next big celebrity baby. It's about redemption. It's about healing. It's about growing up, not in front of the camera, but behind closed doors, in the stillness of a nursery, with a bottle in one hand and a future in the other. The funny guy is now the family guy. And in that transformation, there is hope. For Pete. For Elsie. For the child who will one day call him Dad. And for every fan who has ever watched a man stumble, fall, rise again, and now, prepare to lead. The journey ahead is long. There will be challenges, sleepless nights, diaper disasters, tears, some the baby's, some their own. But there will also be first words. First steps. Laughter that isn't from a punchline, but from pure, unfiltered joy. And when that day comes, when Pete holds his child and sees in their eyes a reflection not of what he was, but of what he's become, everything will make sense. Because fatherhood doesn't demand perfection. It demands presence. It demands effort. It demands love. And Pete Davidson is ready to give all three. This isn't the end of his story. It's just the beginning. And what a beautiful beginning it is.